Why do slow people irritate you? I'm sharing this video because this has happened to me. 1. Past conditioning and emotional learning. Is that why slow people irritate you? Because it's very possible that at some point in your life, slowness became associated with frustration or with wasting time or with negative consequences, punishments, stress or pressure. For example, if you grew up where things had to be done quickly or demands were high, your nervous system learned that going slow was a problem. And now it reacts automatically to this in a negative way. Point number 2. Well, I have to tell you that when I was young, I worked in the morning, went to university in the afternoon, and at night I gave private lessons. Because that's where I got a little extra income. Point number 2. Activation of the stress system. Do slow people make you nervous or irritate you? Because when you see slowness, your brain interprets it as a blockage. Your alert system, the amygdala, gets activated. So what happens is that you feel irritation, impatience, tension. This isn't rational, this is biological. You can avoid it, but you have to understand that these are all programs that can be reprogrammed. 3. Psychological projection. Sometimes what bothers us most in others is something we reject in ourselves. In other words, it could be that you can't tolerate your own slowness, that you have very high standards for yourself, that you value efficiency and control a lot. And then you react strongly when you see the opposite out there. So it's important to understand that everything that happens outside is related to you, because if not, you'll spend your whole life banging your head against the wall. The relationship between control and anxiety. People who are a bit anxious get nervous about the strangest things you can imagine, like what used to happen to me a lot before. Okay, so the relationship between control and anxiety. People who are very results oriented usually want to react. They want things to be fast. They want control, and they feel uncomfortable with the unpredictable. And slowness can break that sense of control, and that creates internal tension. Unconscious beliefs. There may be beliefs such as, for example, wasting time is dangerous, you have to move fast to succeed, or silly and absurd ideas that we don't even know where they come from. Like, for example, slowness means incompetence, and every time you see someone being slow, your mind reacts as if that's wrong. So the important thing, the main idea is that slow people don't bother you. What bothers you is what your mind makes of them. Training tolerance. Because everything that happens to us is for a reason, training tolerance is very important. Don't avoid these situations. Use them as mental training. Here's a deep and very valuable fact I'm going to give you now. What irritates you the most is a direct doorway to your growth. Write down here in the comments. I'm beginning to understand it and my reactions.